When's the last time you kind of had one of those moments where, like, kind of feelings where you kind of thought about, like, what is this person actually going through? Wow, we're gonna have to retry that. All right, we're restarting now. We got the blinds open. It is a beautiful sunny day. I had them closed at first because I thought it was too bright, and then I realized, what, I'm gonna hide from the sun? No, not a chance. Not a chance. I think it makes the video kind of look better on that camera, but that camera kind of sucks. But it's just getting some lens flare. Maybe it's artistic. Anyways, I said artistic. All right. And so, welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark Hendrickson. And if you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're kind of not feeling like you're moving or making progress or anything like that, just little kind of simple tricks, tips, maybe perspectives. Or you can just listen and hear me ramble on and on and on, and you might hear me say something that makes you kind of think, oh, I'm not the only one that thinks that. Or, I don't know. Anyways. The other times we'll have guests on. I like to have guests on as well and just kind of chat with people as well. So I'm going to have a couple more of those coming up. I think I've actually... Yeah, we should have a couple more coming up here pretty soon. So stick with me. And for today, it's just me. So welcome to the show. When's the last time you kind of had one of those moments where, like, kind of feelings where you kind of thought about, like, what is this person actually going through? Not just like always like someone that's like close to you, or you're like, you know, like a lot of times people have this type of content and they talk about like your relationships or your parents, your siblings, or your whatever, your coworkers. But like it's weird and funny how like we kind of just like I don't know. I just kind of, you guys get that ever, like, kind of like when you're walking down the street and like kind of like you're, I don't know, like there's two types of people. There's the types of people that, like, you know, when they're walking down the street, they kind of like avoid eye contact with other people at all costs. They're either like, they like take out their phone purposely, you know, like they see someone maybe like 10, 15, 20 feet away. Some people maybe even do it before, like maybe if you even like kind of like maybe going for a walk in the park and you see someone like across the, like a field or something like that. And you just kind of think like, oh, maybe I'll take my phone out and just look at it so that just to avoid eye contact at all costs. You know what I mean? And then there's other people. I think those people would call the second group maybe like names or like psychopath or something like that. Like there's kind of like, there's people like me who like kind of like look to make eye contact. You know, when you're walking past somebody, maybe in the hall, like, or maybe like, you know, like a mall, a grocery store, or just like the sidewalk, or like if you're going for a run or maybe something like that. Like I'll usually, like, if I go by somebody, I'll like purposely, you know, try and make, and maybe it's just because, you know, I'm just out there looking for some, you know, some smiles and some like connection in the world. Who knows? But, oh shit. You know, you know, when I'm out and about, you know, I'm looking for eye contact. I'm looking to kind of connect with other people. Like I like to just like kind of smile at them, say like, oh, hey, how's your day? You Yesterday I went to like this little local shawarma shop, and I just kind of got to chat with the people that worked there. There was like 4 people that worked there, and I was like, "Yo, how's the day going? Like, how's business been for you guys?" And they, blah 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 blah. And it just like kind of makes, I feel like, every encounter, because like sometimes you go into a shawarma shop and there's no conversation. You're just there, and it's just kind of like a little slightly, "I'll take the number 4, please." And then you're just standing there until you have to pay. And then you're just like so awkward. It's like, no way, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to try and, spark up a conversation. Just like kind of chat and think, what's, how's the day going? What's it like working here? Like, I always just like, just ask random questions, because it's like, yeah, it might be maybe difficult or maybe tough to do your job when someone's asking you questions. But if they're just standing there watching you, that's fucking way weirder. You might as well just talk. But no, it's just kind of thinking, like, I always just kind of think about, like, what's this person thinking about? What's this kind of, how's their day? What's their, and I don't like always have that. Sometimes I do have that kind of feeling where like I kind of want to avoid, eye contact, or I'm like, fuck, I'd rather play Pokemon Go than look at this guy I'm walking past, or kind of something like that. And I feel like, it is kind of, it's interesting to think about how many misconnections we have in the world. How many people are out there that could change our lives for the better, and not like in a selfish way, but like maybe you could, like when I say change your life, I mean like it could completely give you purpose in a way. Maybe you could be the assistance that they need, but also there's probably people out there that could help you out. And like it's interesting to think about how many misconnections we have in the world, because we have this kind of feeling sometimes. And I don't know, maybe it's because of social media. Maybe it's because we get so drained of hearing people talk all day. If like, even, and this is something interesting, like sometimes I kind of like, I'm one of those types of people where if like I'm working by myself or I don't have to talk to other people or anything like that, I'll pop on like podcasts, I'll pop on audiobooks, and it is interesting to think about, like, is it maybe normal for us to, and maybe this is counterproductive for me to mention right now, but, I think it's like, is it normal for us to just be listening to conversations all day? And has that kind of maybe created this thing that no one really talks about, where we don't really even feel the need to talk to other people? Like, we don't really feel the need to connect to other people. We don't want to just sit down and, hear the stories of this like weird, crazy guy on the bus. We'd rather listen to crazy murder stories on a podcast, because it's kind of, we have that kind of little bit more degree of safety. But sometimes that kind of degree of safety makes the world a little less interesting. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not always about like the guy on the bus or anything like that. Like, it's just so obvious that that out there in the world, there's so many people that you don't know really what everyone's going through. Someone could be having the best day of their life. Someone could be having the worst day of their life. And someone could change your life for the better out there. And maybe there's someone out there. And like I said, it could be in a way that it's not like they're out there to get, just like, oh, by the way, thank you for helping me cross the street. Here's $100,000. Like, I'm just saying, like, someone out there could be maybe in need of something that you're good at, or just like out there needing somebody to care or something like that. And I feel like maybe there's people out there that could change your life for the better, because they could give you a complete new perspective on maybe how blessed you are in your life. And you might be able to help them out, and they might be able to change you in that way. And it's just, it's kind of just like the idea I've been thinking about is like these, it's weird how we have this kind of separation. We watch, like reality TV, or we watch shows, and we just get so invested all the time in like these other people's lives. But it's like, do we care that much about like what's going on in our sisters' lives, or in our brothers' lives, or do we care that much about what's going on in like our grandma's life, or maybe our uncle, or like what. And it's yeah, it's interesting how we get and I get, you kind of like get the birds of a feather flock together kind of thing, and it's normal for people to, I'm not saying that like it's like it takes direct like blood relationships, or what do they call it, like immediate family. It's not like it's like what was that? But it's not like it's contingent on. It's not like it's just about your immediate family or anything like that. Like sometimes it's like just the people in your lives that are in your communities, that are that live around you, work around you, exist around you. We get so caught up in social media and following the people that we follow, and following politics, following news, following celebrities, following YouTube fucking influencers, and we get so caught up in the conversations and listening, but never like engaging with the people around us. And yeah, it's just a weird thought that I was having of just like this, how many missed connections. Remember they had that missed connection? I'm not talking about the missed connections. Was that what it was called on Craigslist? And it was like before dating apps or dating sites or something like that. Like it was like tall ginger guy at the grocery store on Sunday afternoon at 11:47, p.m. a.m. or whatever. You dropped an avocado and it rolled towards me and it hit my toe, and you said, "I'll get that," and you picked it up and left. Well, I'd love to go for coffee with you. I was that person. That was a thing on Craigslist before. It probably still is. But I'm not talking about those missed connections. I'm talking about the people that, you go, you go to the grocery store, and, you could, instead of like that kind of misconnection, it could be somebody that, they might be your next business partner. They might be your next customer. They might be your next life-changing person that you've met in your life. Maybe they kind of like, hey, stop wasting your life. Come to church. Do this. Do that. They might, like, let's go to the gym. Let's do that. Or they might be a positive influence in your life. And the more we disconnect from reality and the people around us, and maybe you can get that from social media. But I don't know. There's just something more beautiful and romanticized about, connecting with the people around us. And I don't know why that seems like it should be like a weird foreign concept. Like there's literally, I look out my window. I live in like a pretty suburban fucking area, obviously. And I just see like, a couple houses, and I'm like, man, like some of these people, we walk by each other. We're like, oh, hey, how's it going? We do. And there is some people that like, we obviously talk to a little bit more. And there's some people that we talk to a little bit less. And, but it's like, it's interesting how we know so much about these other people, like celebrities, like, people that have podcasts that we listen to, or people that, play a sport that we like or something like that. Like we know so much more about them than we do about the people that literally live spitting distance from us. And yeah, like I'm not saying I'm any better or any worse than anybody else. Like I'm kind of just, it's just something it's an interesting thing to think about. How we have this such a yearning for connection that we will trade 4 to 10 hours a day to look at screens, to whatever, like go on social media and try and find connection, when it's like, dude, there's a community right outside your door, and maybe it's just a trip. Maybe it's just like a weird thing about growing up. Like I think social media started coming around, I was probably like 14, 13 or something like that. And so like pretty much it's like kind of a weird thing. Like I think that the entire world is going to have to navigate around, obviously. We've like literally never been adults without this thing. And so like it's like the first generation of like, oh, we're going to have to actively try to make connections with people in our communities. Else we'll just be like, otherwise we'll just be like, like, what the fuck is this? Like literally, like, what the fuck is this? Like, you literally just look outside and you're like, oh, there's all these people that live around here. I don't really know any of them. So why should I care? Why should I invest in this community? Why should I, vote to have a park put in here? So what, I can go on the monkey bars and do fucking pull-ups? Like it's something that like I feel like we're the first generation where, because like before, like, dude, if you think about our parents or our grandparents generation, there's no, dude, like Pokemon Go or like Nintendo Switch, like, dude, you couldn't even fucking play Pong. Like that was it. That was, so it's like, dude, what am I gonna just like bother my parents all day? Or like, I guess I'll just go hang out with anyone else my age in this neighborhood. And you just kind of settled for that. Like that was it. That was your friend group, for the very like first probably at least 16 years of your life. And now it's like, oh, dude, I could just be like, dude, you could be watching streamers 24/7 on your smartphone by the age of 6. And if you feel like you need a friend, 6 months away is AI bot that's going to be able to fucking wipe your ass and tie your shoe for you. So it's like, what? Like you're going to have to drive to work. And then your AI buddy will just do the work. You'll basically just be driving him to work because your AI robot will do your work. And you're like, why would I fucking talk to this person? Because they fucking complain. That's a fucking human. I'm just going to hang out with my AI bot because I literally coded him to never be negative or, he just does all my work and he's just, we're never going to have to make connection or have to overcome conflict or anything because we'll just like program the fucking bots to, and social media will just be like completely pushed towards whatever you're interested in. So it'll literally just be things you like. And your AI bots will do all your work and you'll just be fucking, why do I need to connect to anybody? Why do I need to, And I didn't mean to go off in that little weird tangent, but it's like, we're the first generation that's going to need to actively try to make connection with people around us, or otherwise we're going to lose the entire concept of community altogether, which is kind of a weird, fucked up thing. To think that, maybe we won't lose it all together, but it will be 100% digitalized. And that'll be weird, It's kind of, I really do value, like, when we go outside, and like, maybe in the summertime I'm washing my truck and I see my neighbors drive by and, at the very least they'll chuck a wave out the window, or maybe they'll stop and we'll just chat for a couple minutes, but those little moments of connection and like there's people around us every single day, and to think that opportunity for those moments is always there and we just miss it, it's a weird thing to think about. And so on that note, I hope that kind of gives you guys a new perspective, or maybe makes you think, or maybe makes you think I'm a little crazy and a little weird, but if you walk past me in the streets, best believe I'm going to be doing my best to make eye contact with you and hitting you with how's it going? How's your day? And if you ask me back, best believe I'll be saying something like living the dream or another day in paradise. That'll be it. Something like that. Something that, a dad would say 30 years ago. And on that note, have a good week. I'll see you guys next Monday. Much love. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.